Hi, I'm Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and in this video I want to share with you one of my favorite techniques for getting myself unstuck during a tarot reading. So whenever I'm giving a tarot reading, there's two things that trip me up. Number one is I might get kind of nervous and tense, especially if I'm reading for someone that I don't really know very well. And the second thing is sometimes I'll turn over a tarot card and I just will draw a blank. Like I won't know what to say or how to interpret it. So those are the two most common issues that I have when I'm giving readings, and I'm guessing you've experienced these things as well. So the one thing that I tell everyone is that the most important step to becoming a really great intuitive tarot reader is to be relaxed during your readings. Because if you're not relaxed, it's almost like your mind is this like tense block of anxiety, and intuitive insights and creative ideas just can't get through because you're too tense. So the first step is relaxing. But what I found is that some of the traditional relaxation methods like deep breathing or visualization or grounding only take me so far. And so I developed this other little technique to use when the usual standard relaxation techniques don't work for me. So the technique that I want to talk about is basically about creating your own alter ego. So a few years ago, I created my own alter ego, and her name is Veronica Noir. And those of you who've been reading my blog for a while might remember Veronica. So she's a really kind of a flamboyant, interesting character. She's fearless, she's kind of bitchy, she goes after younger men, she drinks during the day. She's just a terrible character, and I love her. And I created this character basically as a nom de plume, or a pseudonym, because I wanted to free myself up in my writing and write kind of different stuff. So whenever I wanted to write kind of a bitchy blog post or something that was kind of off color or different from my usual style, I would do it under the name of Veronica. And over the years, what I've found is that whenever I'm in a bind, so if I'm in the middle of a reading and I'm kind of struggling, or if I'm just stuck in some other life situation, I find it really helpful to ask myself, what would Veronica do? What would Veronica say in this situation? What would she do? And it helps me get unstuck, and it helps me get more relaxed in the situation. And I think it works for a couple of reasons. So number one is whenever I tap into my alter ego, it allows me to kind of kick back and not take things so seriously. It allows me to be a little more creative, to see things from a different perspective, and it kind of gives me permission to sort of play and explore, which is really the kind of mind frame that you want to be in when you're giving a tarot reading. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in exploring, I'm going to give you a couple of prompts that will help you create your own alter ego. But the good news is you don't actually have to go to all this work creating an alter ego. Your alter ego already exists inside of you, so it's really just a matter of uncovering and discovering your alter ego. And think of your alter ego as being kind of like a more badass, laid-back, cooler version of yourself. So the first prompt is, who would you be and what would you do if there were no rules or consequences? And this is just a really interesting question to ponder regardless. So who would you be? What would you do if there were no rules or consequences? How would you live your life differently? And you can be totally unrealistic here. So, you can just have fun answering this question. The second prompt is, what are your guilty pleasures? And what are your true desires? Like, what do you really want? And just be really honest with yourself. And so those two questions, your answers to those two questions kind of make up the backbone of your alter ego. And from there, you can really flesh things out, and you can exaggerate certain characteristics, you can embellish, you can add things in to create this really interesting character. So, you might add in things like, how does your alter ego dress? What kind of a career would they have? What are their hobbies, etc. Really flesh it out so your alter ego feels like a real person that you can really relate to. And then the next time you're giving a tarot reading and you feel nervous or you feel stuck or you're just drawing a blank on a particular card, ask yourself, what would my alter ego do? Or what would my alter ego say? How would my alter ego see this card? And see what happens. So I want to hear from you. If you end up doing these prompts, I'm really curious, what kind of an alter ego did you come up with? And if you want to share, please feel free to share in the comment section below. And if you're interested in learning more tips and techniques for becoming a great tarot reader, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, and I'm going to put the link in the description box below this video. Thanks so much for watching.